Hey there, it's Anna. Welcome to the garden. Today we are talking about seeds. I just opened up a fresh seed order and I wanted to share with you what I got. This is a lot of cool weather crops that I am replenishing or going to be adding into the garden. I have unfortunately wasted quite a few seeds this season on the squirrels getting into my beds, which I am addressing that issue, but I wanted to replenish a lot of those cool weather seeds, try out some new fun things, maybe have some stuff for spring. And then I also just threw in some seeds that I'm excited to try maybe into next year's garden. I have the majority of my seeds for like the main plantings for next year's garden, my tomatoes, my peppers, those kind of things. But there's always space for, little things here and there. I try to pack as much as I can into this garden. So I ordered some seeds that are just gonna be like for putting in different places, some beans, some things like that. I have a few other seed orders coming in. Around this time of year, a lot of the seed companies tend to have like deals on shipping and things like that. And so I have done a few orders, but I want to share with you my botanical interest order. I always kind of go back and forth about doing these videos because I never want anyone to think that they have to like go buy a ton of seeds or spend a ton of money. You can be careful with your seeds, really make them last, and you certainly don't have to go to the most expensive seed places or anything like that. But I also love to talk about seeds, and I know I personally love to just listen to these kind of videos and hear what people are growing. So that's why I wanted to share with you. And Botanical Interest is one of my favorite seed shops. I've always had really good luck with their seeds, good germination, really nice growing plants, and reasonable prices, I think. For me, that's always something I do try to consider. Anyways, I got a whole big box because they are doing a shipping deal for October. As I said, a lot of these seed companies start to do kind of deals in the fall, so you can get some discounts. And yeah, I just wanted to replenish all of these cool weather crops, get in some new seeds that I might want to try this fall. I think there's still a little bit of time where I can try a few things. And so here's the order. Let me just go ahead and get started. So they did send a free seed pack. So tall sunflower, which sounds very interesting. Yeah, seeds for the birds and a good pollinator plant. I don't have a ton of space for huge sunflowers in this home garden that I have here, but I do have a plot. Well, it's switching around. The plot situation at the community garden plot is switching around, but I think I am going to end up having a plot next year, so something like that might be perfect for in the plot where there's more space and full sun. And let me see here. This is a lot of seeds. It's a little box, but it is full. So a bunch of these cool weather crops. Let's get right into them. Okay, so this is a reorder for me. Some of these are restocking. This is a Mizuna mustard. I'm growing this right now, actually in that bed right there. It's growing really, really well, and I just wanted to have some more of it. It's kind of a pretty texture and something a little bit different, both for in the flower beds and in a salad. And that's really why I wanted to grow this one. Although I do really like the mustards, and I find they're not as bothered by the pests. Like the cabbage moths have not been on any of my mustard seedlings this year. And I can I can see the collard greens that I have, and they got all the little holes in them. And then I've got these mustards that look perfectly happy. This and the giant red mustard. And this one has been adapted to both do well with heat and cold, it says. So withstands heat longer than lettuce. I definitely want to keep growing this into the spring. That's kind of why I decided to restock it. But they also do really well with the cold too. And my red mustard greens have grown all the way through the winter. So I'm excited to see how the Mizuna does. And I'll probably plant more going into the spring, summertime period. Maybe in a container or something. Here's a fun one, which I've never grown before, and that is a parsnip, all American parsnip. I didn't really know anything about parsnips to pick a variety. This is just what they had, but it's supposed to be really good for for stews and roasts, it says, and you can sow it in fall and in spring. So I am gonna try to do a couple of these and maybe just pop them into, like, I have this grow bag here. Got a couple grow bags that I need to fill some things in, and I think I'm gonna try to grow a few of these in this fall garden and see what happens. Yeah, as I said, I don't know much about it. Wait to harvest until first frost. Well, that will definitely happen. Those will probably have to grow like through the winter. I probably won't be harvesting those till the spring because we're here in mid-October and we're gonna have our frost probably end of the month, middle of November, somewhere around there. Okay, then I got some peas. I stocked up on a few peas. So Cascadia snap pea. I love snap peas. They are delicious. These are supposed to be just a really yummy one and resistant to powdery mildew and other kind of things that can happen to pea plants. So this is one that I bought probably to start in the spring garden. I like to do peas in the spring. I usually plant my peas right around St. Patrick's Day or Valentine's Day. St. Patrick's Day when I lived in Michigan growing up, but I think I do say Valentine's Day here. I usually plant them out in containers. I want to do that again, but I thought it'd be nice if these are kind of like disease resistant, that growing into the summer garden they'll do better, and they're just supposed to have really great flavor and abundant harvest. So I always want abundant harvests. I'm definitely a fan if something says that it has an abundant harvest. That sounds good to me. Then I stocked up on some radicchio. If you've been following around on my Instagram stories, you know that the squirrels dug up all the radicchio that I had planted in this bed, and so I just grabbed one of their radicchios. And again, I didn't really look too much into this. I just wanted one that had this color. I've never grown radicchio before. This is my first year, so thought I'd give it a try. But it says it's excellent for overwintering in USDA zone 4 and warmer. So I'm zone 7, so this should overwinter really well. And how pretty to have a little plant like that in the garden. And it's supposed to be delicious. I don't really even cook with radicchio too often. It's one of those things that's, you know, I don't know, kind of hard to find at the grocery store. So I thought it'd be cool to try it out. Oh, this is a fun thing. This is a rat's tail radish. I often struggle growing radishes. I don't know if it's my zone. It's something about the temperatures, like they just, I don't know. Oftentimes they don't really grow a very good root. I probably should look into my soil. But this is actually one that you grow for the little seed pods. You can eat the seed pods on any radish, and they're pretty good. But I guess this variety is designed to have really like delicious little seed pods. And that's really what you use this for. And so it'll produce even in hot weather. So this will be one for the spring garden that'll be kind of fun, like a twist on traditionally growing radishes in the spring. And maybe it'll work out better for me because it'll just be, you know, for the actual seed pods, and I won't have to worry about it bolting because that's the purpose. Keeping in mind kind of those warm temperatures and planting for the spring, I went ahead and grabbed some New Zealand spinach. I have grown this before. It's awesome because it grows really well in the heat. Let's see, it's a perennial in zones 8 and warmer, so not a perennial for me, but something that will grow through the heat and be like just another salad green. I definitely miss salads in the summer, so I'm really gonna focus next year on finding like lettuces that I can that are heat tolerant, or things like this that I can grow and kind of have some salads into the heat. The other thing that I saw about this that's really cool is it's resistant to snails and slugs, which oh my gosh, the snails, aside from the squirrels destroying everything in this fall garden, the snails and the slugs have been absolutely wild too. So yeah, something that's resistant to them is great. I just realized I'm going through this super slowly and we have so many more seeds to talk about. Okay, a few of these, I don't even know if I really have space for them. I want to find space. Maybe they'll go into the plot or something, but I want to do like maybe just like 1 or 2 like in a container even. One of these is pumpkin on a stick. This is actually an eggplant, I believe. Yeah, it's an ornamental eggplant, but it looks like little pumpkins. So I want to grow this for decor for next fall. I'm going to try to start a couple of these to put into some containers, and then I can harvest it and have like little decorations for the fall. Eggplant does super well in containers, so my thought is that it will also do really well in containers. I got a green globe artichoke. I have one corner of my bed here, or my garden, where I think I might have room for one of these. These things get huge, but I'm gonna try to grow it in like part shade, part sun, part shade, which is probably not ideal for it, so it may get smaller. But this is kind of just like a classic big artichoke. Uniform size plant production. Delicious artichokes, that's what it says. I can't not get flowers, so I got a few flowers. Let me pull out all the flowers. Oh, I got a lot of flowers. Oh my gosh, I got so many flowers. All right, let's run through the flowers, and then we'll get into some of the lettuces and some more of these cool weather crops. Does anyone else do this, like not remember everything that they ordered? Oh well, I had fun. Okay, ornamental millet. Again, I want to do this in some containers. I think it will be beautiful going into fall, and I'm kind of interested in a lot of those like autumnal colors and like looks like that in the garden. So I've always wanted to grow the millet, and I figured this would be a good year to try it. I've got so many things that I need to start inside this year. I've picked up these Sonora zinnias. They probably will end up going in the plot, but they look really pretty, and it's always fun to have zinnia seeds. You never know where you're gonna need them. Vanilla ice sunflowers. I had some of these grow in my green stock this summer, and they did so well and were so beautiful. So I want to do them again in the green stock. They're branching. I always love a branching sunflower because you get more bang for your buck. And they stayed really small and short. It's a, let's see, 3 to 5 inch flower. It says it's a 5 foot tall branching plant, but it grew like, it stayed much shorter than that in my green stock, but grew really well. So I'm gonna do that one again. Then I've been ordering tons of violas. I want to start a bunch of violas inside for spring, so I got this one because it's the classic Johnny Jump Up, just the traditional look Johnny Jump Up. It is a perennial in zones 4 through 8, so that's actually a perennial for me. So I may be able to find a spot where I can have them growing as a perennial, which would be kind of lovely. Then I got a few things to tuck into, like one or two into this sort of perennial flower section that I have right in that back corner. One is a money plant because I'm going for a little bit of that cottage whimsical look this year. So what is more cottagey and whimsical than a money plant? And this is also a perennial, so that will hopefully come back. Is it a biennial? Maybe. Biennial. Oh, well, it'll bloom 2 years. But I thought it was fun, and it was kind of cottagey. I also grabbed a little bit of common milkweed and showy milkweed to try to get some milkweed going, probably like maybe in a container or something. I have had a really hard time starting milkweed, but it was so fun to have monarchs actually hatch in the garden this year that I wanted to try a couple milkweed varieties and from seed and see. If they don't grow for me from seed, then I'll just go ahead and get plants, but I thought I would give it a try. Maybe winter sowing them, that might be a good way. And these are just like the traditional native, both native varieties. I grabbed another nasturtium, maybe for up in the green stalk, or if I have extra space in a container, it's always great to pop in some nasturtiums. And these are just a really pretty butterscotch. Nasturtiums are delicious and so lovely and pretty. I love to put them in salads and just have them out in the garden and spilling out of containers when you need space. And they do pretty well in my like part sun areas if I get them going early enough. So I'll do a few of those. And then these are all kind of like, I just got them for fun. Some sea holly, maybe I'll do like one plant of these. Some feverfew, Cherokee sunset. Look at that Rebecca. I want to do one of these. This really pretty Dara, which I thought would be really lovely. Again, kind of the cottagey look. If I can add that in throughout my perennial sections, I think that'd be really beautiful. and then hot biscuits, amaranth. This might end up being in the plot or something. I don't know if I really have space for it, but I just bought these because I thought they were really pretty, and if I can pop like one or two, get them started and put them in the garden beds, then that'll be great. Oh, and I also ordered some corn. This is a really pretty red corn. I love to do decorative corn. If you saw me earlier this year, I was growing corn in this bed, and I have it drying. I need to put it out and do a little bit of a display for fall, but I love doing corn in containers. And since this one, the Martian Jewels, has kind of like this, red like stalk and husk, I thought that would be kind of really pretty for in a container. And let's see, here are some of the things, more things I'm restocking for the winter garden. I went ahead and grabbed some new Real Fire lettuce. This is like kind of the traditional lettuce that you see. I don't know, it looks like the stuff you get at the grocery store, but I thought it'd be kind of nice to try it. And it's another one that's slow bolt, so maybe I can grow it in the fall here, but maybe I can also grow it into the summer next year. That would be good. I restocked on some Dazzling Blue kale, my favorite kale, delicious, beautiful. I had to just make sure I had enough of that everywhere. It is such a sweet, yummy kale, and it grows so well through the winter, like so winter hardy, so beautiful. Tastes just incredible after a frost. And I also grabbed some Nero Toscana kale, just to have another kind of kale mostly actually for in containers. I think this one's kind of really pretty with those thin sort of bluish tall stalks. So I thought that would be, just really pretty for in containers really, and then eating a little bit. And then I wanted to get some more lettuces. So I got a red lettuce, just looking for some different colors and textures, and it's supposed to grow well like in containers and have compact heads. So I thought that would be nice, since I do love to grow lettuce in containers, to have one that's already a little bit more compact. And I also got a black-seeded Simpson, which is supposed to do really well in hot, dry climates. So I thought, hey, I have a hot, humid climate, but it might, it might do well and grow into the spring for me and be a good one. I started a few beets this year. I've had a little bit of a hard time with the pests getting to them, so I thought I would grab some more beet seeds, try to start some more beets for the fall. And this is a Golden Boy beet. I just thought it'd be fun to do something that looked a little different. And the color is really cool, really pretty, and maybe a little bit less messy than some of those like really red beets. And let's see, one more lettuce that I ordered was a salad bowl blend, again just to have another kind of fun mix. I thought it'd be fun to be able to just like throw some of these seeds into containers. And then I ordered, a bunch of beans, because if you saw one of my earlier videos, I had a whole new rediscovery of how I can plant beans in July, and they do really, really well. That they grow super well in that time of year. They kind of are the perfect amount of days to harvest. I plant them in July, and then I'm harvesting them this past month in September, and then just in time for me to pull them out and move into the fall garden. Really great, really exciting, because I had thought that I couldn't grow beans because the bugs got to them too much, but who knew? Planting in July works super well. So I ordered a few. I went for all bush beans because I just don't really have a ton of space for pole beans. So I figured bush beans are nice because I can just throw them into like little corners and the beds or pots or whatever. So I got a Ferrari bush bean, which is supposed to have a really fantastic flavor and be compact and great for container gardening. So really compact, really prolific. That is what I need. That anything that's designed for containers is always interesting to me, because I just do have such a small space that even if it's in my raised bed, if it's like already a more compact plant, that's just really a better option for me. And then I thought I'd get a couple colors. So I got Gold Rush, Bush Bean, and Royal Burgundy, just to have a yellow and to have a really pretty purple. Again, like just for fun, although they're both supposed to be really great bean varieties. So this one, it says, is also really good for containers, this Royal Burgundy. So that is awesome. And let me see, the Gold Rush, delicate flavor, and holds quality well on the vine. So that's good. Then I got French filet. I do like the thin kind of French style green beans. I just think they're always really delicious. And so I wanted to get a few more of those because they're just so yummy. And I grabbed some edamame. I've never grown edamame, but I thought maybe this would be fun to try, maybe in a container or something like that. See if I can get a little bit of edamame, would just be really, really cool. So I picked that up as well. The last couple things I have here, let's see, a few more kind of couple cool crops. I grabbed some lettuce. I wanted to, or not lettuce, spinach, I mean. This is Oceanside, perfect for baby greens. I'm always kind of trying to find the perfect spinach. Bloomsdale Longstanding and Matador spinach so far are my two favorite spinaches. Those are both pretty consistent and good. I can have trouble sometimes with spinach. It can be a little hard for me. If I'm looking down, if you see me looking down, it's because all the fish in the container pond have come up. They've gotten used to me sitting here, and now they've come up and I can actually see them swimming around. Usually they hide when I come out here, so I'm sorry if I'm like looking down. That's what I'm looking at, all the fish. Anyways, but I thought I would just try another one, and this one is supposed to be just really uniform and good for salads and stuff. So I thought I would just try a different spinach. And I got a rutabaga. Let's see, I don't know anything about rutabagas. I know it's a cool weather crop, so that's why I got it, because I thought maybe I'll try some. So I grabbed it. We'll see. What does it say? Yeah. 4 to 6 inch long vegetable, sweet mellow flavor, use it like potatoes. Yeah, we'll see if we can grow it. And a couple things I probably don't have room for. Maybe we'll kick them out to the plot. One is some burgundy amaranth. I actually didn't realize I got this. Maybe we'll put it in a container. 5 to 8 feet tall though. Maybe we'll put this at the garden plot. But then I also got this compact little acorn squash. So this is Table King. It's supposed to be a super compact plant that's really great for small space gardening. So I thought maybe I can find room. How many days to maturity is it? 80 days. Maybe I can find room in one of my grow bags, or really actually probably in one of the raised beds. I would love to have acorn squash. I have a hard time with squashes in this garden. I just don't have quite enough sun and quite enough space to really get good squash harvests, both winter squashes and even honestly zucchinis, although I can get like the zucchini squashes. I can get a few, not a huge harvest. But I thought since it was supposed to be already like a compact plant that maybe it would grow really well, and I could just try it out like in the corner of one of the beds. So we'll give it a go. Anyways, that was my kind of random replenishment of cool weather crops, and then just fun things that I found. Seed haul, things that I'm excited to grow. Probably throughout the winter I'll do some more videos of like all the things I have planned for the different beds and things like that, and talk about those seeds. And we'll find spots to plant in those beans and those little things that I got here today. But anyways, I hope you're having fun. If you look at the Botanical Interests website this month, I do think they have a deal going on for shipping, like free shipping over $40 or something like that. And yeah, let me know if you like seed haul kind of videos. I know there's just nothing like seeds, is there? So much fun. Well, I'm gonna go run inside because it looks like it's about to rain here. Hope you're having a wonderful day in your garden. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.